Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about branding for artists. Of course, branding is very important, that's why I want to talk about it. But also, lately I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, especially from very established YouTubers. And the more YouTube videos I watch, the more advertisements I see. I don't skip the ads because I want to give the ad revenue to those YouTubers, to support my fellow content creators. But also I'd like to see how companies build their brands using advertisement and using the campaigns. And I have seen this one really recently, and it really gave me like a puzzled head at first, and later I learned so much, and I feel that it's very interesting to learn a few things as an artist, and we can all learn. Like, I have learned something myself, and that's why today I want to use this as a business case study. So I saw this advertisement of this beautiful blonde girl with pale skin looking into the camera saying, "I love nature. What do you love?" And first I thought, okay, it's like J'adore Perfume, or maybe Greenpeace, because she loves nature, right? So I was very confused and I was not sure what was it. And then in the end of the video it says Pandora. And I was like, wait, that's the brand for this little charms you wear and you can combine. What does it have to do with nature? In my memory, it always associated itself with urban life, like trending. And since when it is a natural brand? It has joined forces with Greenpeace or something? So I was curious. So I looked into it, and the more I looked into it, the more I realized it's a perfect case for artists to learn from it. So that's why you need to watch this video into the end, and let's go over it from the beginning. For those of you who don't know what is Pandora, it is a jewelry brand, as I have suggested. This little charms that you put on your bracelet, on your necklace, and now they have watches too. It is a brand from Copenhagen, built in 1982. Originally, it's a family business, local business, and then it expanded into a multinational global business. Now it has over 7,800 stores globally. I'm not their customer personally. I knew very little about them, and this is obviously not a sponsored video. And I think it's also a good thing because I am looking at it from a data analytic way instead of getting all personal and emotional. So I can give you a non-biased opinion about how they build their brand and how you could learn to build your brand. In terms of pricing, it's not a high-priced, it's not a low-priced product, it's somewhere in the middle, and it's perfect for teenager girls. And I have known a lot of teenager girls. They are the daughters of my friends, and they have asked to have Pandora as their birthday gifts. So it's very trending among teens, among college students, people in their early 20s. I would have been a customer if I would say I had the financial resources. As a teen, I might have become their customer. I like their way of allowing you to combine, to go creative with your accessories. It's not one size fit all. It has infinite possibilities for you to play. A lot of people in China, what they do is they would collect one charm for each event in their life that means a lot to them. For example, they would have one for graduation, one for their first job, one for their first date, and things like that. I find it very sweet, and I do think it is a very unique and interesting brand, but their space is very competitive. I would say their closest competitor is Swarovski, and as you can imagine, it is a very hard competition. And if you have a competition like that as an artist, I would say it's pretty much doomed. It's like very hard space to get into, but they have succeeded and they have expanded their business, so they definitely have built a very successful brand and they have very loyal fans. I want to compare their brand to artists' brands because I found a few things that are very similar. If you can find a brand that echoes your values and very similar to your situation in the art market, I would totally encourage you to write down a list of brands like that and analyze them one by one. I find it very similar because number one, it offers uniqueness for their customers. Their customer can combine their own bracelets, and there's no other people can have the same if they combine in a certain way. Of course, it's statistics. I can't promise you they won't be the same, but I'm just saying statistically unlikely you will have someone who has exactly the same in the combination that you have. and also that it's just a very personal item to you, like a personalized art piece, right? So it's very similar to art. Number two is affordable. It's not gonna break your leg, it's gonna cost the arm, just like affordable art. I wouldn't say affordable art is affordable like anyone could walk into an art gallery and buy one, but in the space of jewelry, in the space of art, if you are an emerging artist watching this video, your art will position somewhere just like Pandora's products. Number three, it makes a perfect gift. Like Pandora, like a piece of art, you can buy it and you can keep it or give it to your family members. You can give it for your friends or colleagues, and you can give it to even to yourself for moving to a new home or new office. I mean, it's just like a gift economy, right? It's very similar in that sense. Number four, the materials are not costly. People are paying for the brand. When they're paying for your art, they're not paying for the canvas and the paint. They're paying for you, right? So they have to like you to pay for your products and your artworks, and it's just like the brand Pandora. People are not buying the actual raw like metal, they're buying brand value and lifestyle behind it. So branding is a very important part because people are paying for that ultimately. Last but not the least is a relatively young brand that makes it really relatable. It is not like IKEA, old brand and senior, like with many generations, and you picture IKEA, you see this 60s style old chair. That is before you and me were ever born. So it's not as relatable as a young brand who was born in the same age as us, in the 80s. If you say that is old and not relatable, you will get me totally offended. I'm just saying it's young and there's no discussion. If you find a brand like that you find most relatable to you, to your art career, to where you are in your career today, and you can analyze what kind of branding strategies they are using, so you could directly copy it and transfer it to your own career and branding, so that you are basically saving a lot of time and money. Based on those points, I find it very valuable to use Pandora and this advertisement campaign as our example today. Let's go back to the campaign and see what exactly they're doing in terms of branding. The girl comes into the camera and say, "I love nature." This is saying that I am not pretentious, I'm down to earth. And how earthy can you get if you love nature, right? You have both feet into the sand and you love nature. Come on. And he's saying that she's not capitalistic, not materialistic, because she loves nature. And she doesn't love Mercedes-Benz. Well, there's nothing wrong. It's just the way she is trying to stand in the market today. Like she's trying to relate herself to nature. Maybe tomorrow she loves Mercedes-Benz. It's another story. I'm just saying that she's trying to use this line to reflect her values, to reflect her personalities and who she is. And you can do that too. What do you love? Write down the things you love, and then you can, develop from there. And the second half of the line is, what do you love? She is inviting you to have a conversation with her. She's being friendly, relatable, open, and engaging, and she's trying to create a dialogue with you in front of the camera. And that's very nice. I found most of artists would have no problem doing, "I love nature, I don't love money." This is no problem. I found most of artists are already doing that. But the inviting for conversation part is more likely to be missing in the most of the communication and marketing I've seen among artists. They're not creating a dialogue saying, "Tell me, what do you like?" and I would listen. This part is missing. So I found this branding as the listener, as this openness, is very nice, and it's very come across likable and very relatable, and I find this is something we can all learn. Now let's look at how they are supporting their campaign. So if you just say nature, I love nature, it's easy said than done. You have to find ways to support it. If you say I have a luxury unique art, you have to support it. So what did it do to support it? Pandora has created this line in the autumn 2019, the line of nature, and it's called I Love Nature. And this nature line created a lot of charms with these leaves, with the elements from the Mother Nature. So of course, it's not just saying I love nature for the sake of saying it, but also the products reflect the value as well. So if you say I love nature and in your art you don't show nature, nature, you're doing inconsistent things. You have to show consistency in and out, and you have to bring that value from you to your art, to the branding as well, to like go all in one. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself well, but this is what it's doing. And I checked on their website, they also have a sustainability section. I'm not very familiar with this brand, so I can't say it for sure. I'm not their auditor. I can't say how much they have spent for the sustainability, for the protection of the environment, but at least they are doing that. They say they're doing that, and they're providing, very environmentally aware and also socially aware things. And that's a positive thing. Maybe they're donating to Greenpeace and I didn't read it. Maybe I have to, continue doing my research on this brand, and so that I can, show you more things that you can learn from them. If you want to support, you can also collaborate with external players like NGOs to reflect your values. Like you volunteer for Greenpeace and you say, I love nature, consistent. Definitely something to do. I would invite you to take a pen and a piece of paper and write down the brands that you can relate to, the strategies they're using, analyze them like business case studies. From there, you can build your brand around your values. What do you love? Answer this question. Maybe you love cats, you love dogs, maybe you love both. You love nature, you love hiking, you love living, traveling in a van. You love yourself because what you have overcome. You love, I don't know, extreme sports. Just write down the things that you love and truly reflect who you are, and find ways to relate to your audience and relate to your art. Because you have to go through your art and your services and products to talk to your audience. You can't directly reflect nothing from your art and just say, I love nature to your audience. It's not as convincing as painting the nature, right? Painting around the river, painting the Himalaya, painting the tracks when you're hiking, and then you say, I love nature. It's totally consistent and people will buy it. Otherwise, they will sense. Nowadays, the brands are doing crazy things and people are very skeptical now, and they have to see in and out consistency of your brand value. And I would love to know what kind of questions you have in terms of branding, because I would like to continue doing this series of video, Brand of You, and I would like to help you and answer the real questions from you. What do you love, and what kind of things that you're trying to put through, like messages and values in terms of branding as an artist? Let me know in the comment below. Thank you very much for listening, and see you in the next episode.